clamp. I'm sure the boys are going to be asking for that. Now I'm going to strip this stuff down. How'd I do? Same size? Look at that. Pretty close. Alright. Let's see if we can turn you guys a little bit so we can see what's going on here a little bit more. Working on my kids. One of my girls wanted some shelving. So I'm trying to get that situated today. There we go. Doing a little bit of making. These are, got quite a bit to play with. So I can cut that around 11. My guide here doesn't seem to want to work well. A little sloppy and loose, but it's a good table saw, so let's see if we can't get that cut out of there. Swap out cords. These glasses give me PTSD with the job I used to have. That blade is not the sharpest blade in the world, that's for sure. So I got enough to cut off. This project's going to be a little bit of everything. I've got a woodwork, I got a weld. It's only 10 o'clock. All right. running out of frame here. I'll show you guys my plan. So, my daughter wants some floating shelves. So I found a pretty decent 2x12. Cut it down to the length that she wants. Ripped it down to the width she wants. And she wants some true floating. So I've got to figure out how to mount this to the wall without any visible hardware. So that's what I brought the welder home for. Number one, let me make sure I'm on here. Yeah, I am. Let's see. So my plan, I'm going to take and rip down a little channel right here. I'll have these bars that will set in there. Then I'm going to drill out a hole in these and put these in and weld those in there. So this piece can be screwed to the wall and then the shelf will slip over it. So, we'll figure out exactly how we're going to do that. I do need to rip the channel out for it. I kind of like to keep it hidden. So I don't really want to go all the way to the ends. But that may be a little harder to do than I think. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is when this is sitting on the shelf, I don't want to see a visible notch out of here where my bar is going to sit. I'd like it to be hidden. But it might be a little tricky to do. So, probably just going to have to take it and rip it down anyway. So let's do that. Let's measure this. This should be about 1/8 of an inch. Nope, 3/16. So if I do 1/4 of an inch, that should give me enough. Hello, how's it going, guys? Working on some floating shelves today. My daughter really wanted some shelves. I've been busy doing the Homestead stuff, so I figured I'd take today and build her shelves. So that's what I'm up to. Just trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing here. This is going to be cut into 2-foot chunks. And I'm not sure where I'm going to land on my wall either, so that's going to be a little tricky. Let's see. We'll start by setting the blade down. Which is going to be a little tricky with this saw. I'll probably have to take a scrap piece and run it through to get my depth. I'll have to bring you guys over here where you can actually see what's going on. Maybe. My tripod doesn't like to stand up. Likes to flip and flop all around. There. Let's try that. Just trying to find my depth on it. So I cut that little notch out. Look at that tape measure. How am I supposed to measure anything with that? All my marks are missing. So it's about exactly of a 1/4 of an inch right there. So this here, when that's set down in, should be about right. I think I'm actually going to knock that down just a hair more and see where that lands us. Looking for about 3/16, which that's about right there. So now I gotta find the center of my board. Kind of tricky showing you guys. Hang on just a second. So, hang on there. Come on. I'm out here doing this. My wife has started a little fire and just caught the lawn on fire. So we got to go deal with that quickly. Hey, Mal. We've got a grass fire going on out here. Hang on just a second. Started a grass fire.
How?
She was burning something there and lit the grass on fire. Oh my word. Jeez. Well, at least it didn't go far, but oh my word. Mom just started a grass fire. Whatever she was burning over here ended up over there.
Where is she?
I don't know. Should probably put that out too before it.
Dad, can we take your grill?
For a minute, I'm gonna need it in a sec.
Yeah, we always need it for something.
Finish putting this thing out. I don't know what she was burning. Not yet. Well, there. Now that that's done, should probably go find her quickly. Ma? I don't know where she went. Oh, my word. Okay. Well, I guess we'll pay attention to that for a few minutes here. It's in the truck. Okay, let's get us plugged back in here. Jeez. Do you realize you started a grass fire? Right there? I turned around, like there was quite a bit of smoke, so I was like, what is going on? I look over and see the grass over there?
That was a grass fire. I checked it a few times and everything was fine. What are you doing? Line?
Glad we had the hose out.
Yeah, you putting it on the line.
Yeah. I just gotta see if I can get you guys plugged back in here quick. Yeah. Got us live burning the house down. All right. Programming. Oh, this is scheduled, but. All right, so we're back to shelf building here. We gotta cut about. Can't tell what that is because my marks are all gone. It's about 1/4 of an inch. So if I cut about 1/4 of an inch in and notch that out, we should be right where we're supposed to be. If I don't come, I'm way over here, so I can't see comments real quick. But how's your day? Day's going good. Just got outside, went down, grabbed a few supplies. I'm working on building a shelf for my girls this morning. They've really wanted a shelf, and I've been busy, and I've just been putting it off. So today I'm messing around, building a couple floating shelves. They want like true floating shelves, so I'm going to be building the hardware. So it's going to require a little bit of welding, a little bit of woodwork, a little bit of painting. So all that's what I'm up to. I figured I'd go live and see what everybody's up to today while I was working here. And then my wife decided to start a quick grass fire, just a quick one. So we got that out though. I'm gonna pay attention here while I'm out here and make sure that. Oh man, I really could use a tape measure here. How's that gonna look? We need a nice straight edge. Yep. Let's see how that's gonna look. Ripping that down. Look at that. That looks pretty close right there. All right, let's do it. Make sure I lock this. Gonna make sure that I get these things oriented right. I'm just gonna keep moving them over. This will make more sense in a minute if I show you what I'm actually doing in this. Just trying to go over about the width of the blade every time I set these over. have gone a little deeper because I know that I'm not going to get these things perfect. See how much more we have to go. A lot. I'd say 2 more passes. Went a little too far with that one. It's just about perfect. Go back on that. See what that does. Show you what I'm doing here. You can see I've notched through here. So all of these little ridges on the inside have got to be either cut out or knocked out. And I think the easiest way is going to be continue running it through the table saw. So that means I'm going to have to figure out where I am on this. Let's get the bigger ones knocked out of there. That should hit that one. Alright, let's run these through. I wish I brought my chisel home. I think that's still at work. Because it's going to be tricky getting those out of there. Well, it's either keep going with the table saw or try to knock those out of there. Table saw. We gotta go with the table saw. Check on my wife's fire quick, make sure she's not burning the place down over there again. Oh well. Yeah, this is kind of a little bit of a long process, but I'll show you guys my plan here in just a minute. Let me see. Hopefully the sun's not too bright on you guys. But you can see I've notched those out of there. So now I need to try to break those off and carve this out of here, which is why I was saying I probably should have went a little deeper with that. I don't think I have a chisel here that I know of. If I had a chisel, I could take and knock these out and start cutting these out of here. But it's the hard part about having half your tools at work and half your tools here. Makes it hard. So I'm probably gonna have to just keep running it through and getting every one of these little pieces knocked out of there, which unfortunately takes a while, but we'll get it. To get rid of that. I wish I had brought my chisel home. That would have helped a lot. Let's see if we can't get the hammer and knock some of these out of here, though. Worst comes to worst, I guess I could probably use a chisel. I found an old crappy chisel. That thing's been around a while. Let's see if I can't get these broke out of here and then show you guys why I'm actually cutting these pieces out of here. If you're just joining me, which a bunch of you I'm sure are just on, because I just looked up and it was like 60 something people in here. I'm making floating shelves for my daughter. I've been super busy and I've been putting it off. But it's time to do something for them. They don't ask for a whole lot. So that's what I'm trying to do today with an extremely dull chisel. Oh man, I should have brought my chisel from work. See what's going on. Couple people saying hello. How's everybody doing? The chats are quiet today. Everybody's just trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Why is he outside with a couple pieces of wood? Whoa! Stab myself in the leg. See if I can pull you guys a little closer. See what's happening. I've taken and cut out. I'm just trying to break these out of here now because I need to set a piece of steel in here. I can't really show you guys until I get these out of here. These shelves are supposed to be nice, and I'm sitting here beating on the sides of them. But that's why I sand last. This chisel is just about useless. That is not a very sharp chisel. I need a dado blade, is what I need. But I do not have one, so we're going to continuing on. I really wish I had made this channel a little deeper though, because I know that the inconsistencies in the saw blade depth is going to give me some trouble later on. You know what? I could probably sharpen that a little bit. Let's do that. Let's see. We'll dig out ye old sander quick. Aggressive, but I think we got it. Let's see how that cuts. Oh, that's much better. I was stabbing in too much. There we go. We're almost to the point I can show you guys what my plan is here. The girls want true floating shelves. So these are gonna float. A couple of helium balloons and we should be good. Alright, I'll show you guys what I'm doing, just so you're not completely... Do you need help, my friend? I do need help. Mental help. Alright, here's the plan. This metal bar, I'm going to be welding pins to in a little bit, so picture a pin. There's going to be holes drilled here. This can be screwed to the wall, and it'll set flat right in there. So they'll set flat up against the wall. So we're going to be welding, we're going to be woodworking, none of which I'm a professional at all. So we'll see if we can't make do. There. Break that off. The welder is probably going to be my downfall here. I think we're completely out of argon. So I may be welding with flex core or straight up wire with no gas. Come on. This part's taking about 3 times longer than I thought it was going to take. We're getting it. We're getting it. Had I gone a little deeper with my blade, it would have kept more of these high spots down and still set flat against the wall, but hindsight is 20/20. Let's see. How that fits in there. A little high right in the middle. There's a couple spots right in here that need to be shaved down. There we go. So that bar will set flat right down in there, and you shouldn't be able to see it from the side. So there's one. Now, let's see if we can't get this one. Scraped out of here. I do have fun just making stuff sometimes. Let's see. Sometimes you learn as you go. Yeah, I am definitely not a carpenter. I'm really a master of none. I know how to do just a little bit of everything. Most of the time, enough to get myself into trouble. And then wish that I had either just bought whatever I was trying to build or had somebody else make it. I don't know. But I know exactly what they want. I'm capable of making them. They'll be a heck of a lot cheaper. And hey, a handmade shelf from Dad is a little cooler than just something store-bought, right? The girls don't like to do a whole lot on the channel. And so if I'm spending a lot of time on the channel, working, I've been doing weekends and stuff, a lot of videos and stuff. Kind of really haven't done a whole lot with them. So I need to do something here for them. So that's why I'm trying to build this. She's been asking for it for quite a while, so. Come on. Little moth there that's screwing me up. Let's see how that sets in there. Not too bad. Okay. That part's done. Now what? What are we doing next? Time to cut some steel. Let's do that. Transition all my stuff from woodworking to metalworking here. I am making couple floating shelves for my daughter. So she wanted floating shelves, and she wanted them to be true floating, no brackets underneath. So I've just cut out the shelves. I've notched out my piece on the edge where this bar is going to set flat in there. So if you can picture this up against the wall like that, this piece, the metal piece, is going to have, that's what I'm working on now, is cutting all this stuff. The metal piece is going to have this round bar welded to it. And this round bar, once I get going here, is going to go into, I'm going to drill holes from the back side in here, and they'll stick into the wood. So I'm gonna be drilling basically in this way. So I'll have a couple of these that will stick in like that, and these round pieces will actually take and hold up the shelves themselves. And I'll be able to take my flat steel and drill my holes for my studs in her wall. Screw this to the wall, that'll be on there. Shelves slide over the top of it, and it'll be truly floating. But we have to cut some of that bar stock down a little bit. Where are you located? It's beautiful there. I'm in Connecticut, expecting rain all day. I'm in Maine. It's sunny today, which is rare. It's been weather, that's for sure. So I should be doing yard work and getting stuff done for the garden, but I'm taking today. I told my daughters I'd build her these shelves, so that's what I'm working on right now. And I've got to run in and grab a couple of should have grabbed this stuff before I went live, but it's all right. But yes, it is beautiful out today. And it's supposed to rain in Connecticut. Well, that means it's probably headed my way too, right? Okay, so we got to determine how far in we think these should go. I'd say probably right around there. Need tape. Most of my stuff I just make on the fly. Alright. We did 6 inches. That should be plenty. 2 6-inch steel rods welded. That should be fine. So we need 4 of these pieces. Of course, there's stickers all over these. So what's everybody up to today? Anybody else making anything? Working in gardens? Summer's coming. We gotta get going on this stuff. I gotta grab a Sharpie quick. Swap my pencil for a Sharpie. So we need 4 6-inch pieces. So there's 6. 12. Oops, where'd I go? See if we can't cut these out. Working with 1 extension cord, which is always fun. Let's see. Alright. You know what? I've got a clamp. Let's use it. something I've always been pretty good at when building stuff, is envisioning what I'm building without plans. So as I'm grinding this, I just got thinking, I forgot my metal square. So that's going to be fun, trying to get these little posts straight onto my steel. Oh, hopefully we can do it with a regular T-square. Alright, now we need 2 2-foot pieces of this. Down the middle. Alright. What a beautiful day. Yes, it is very nice out today. Couldn't have asked for a better day compared to the weather that we've been having. It has not been very good weather. Okay. Now I gotta decide how far my pins are gonna go. Let me show you. Just so you guys can see more of what I'm doing. So that's gonna go in just like that. My pins are gonna be welded just like that. Then these get screwed to the wall, and the pins hold up the shelf. But I have to make sure that these pins get perfectly aligned, perfectly straight on here, which is going to be a little tricky. And I also need to figure out, I want to make sure that I'm not, my shelves, my studs inside are going to be 16 on center. So I need to make sure that I'm not going to be in the way of those either. So I'm thinking if I can spread this, go about 3 inches in on each one. So there's 3 there. Sharpie's not working good. Tricky part's going to be getting all this stuff lined up right, so it lines up with the holes in my board. So it is going to be tricky. Flip you guys around. The sun's kind of bright over there. really is the spacing. So. Come on, Sharpie. There we go. All right. I bet my boys stole my drill, didn't they? I did just think. I hope that I bought. Uh-oh. Need to find my drill bit. Borrowed it. Yeah. Let me see. I bought a drill bit specifically for this. Oh boy. Left it at the store. What are the chances that I'm not going to have that? I had bought another drill bit one size bigger than these. Ooh, that's hot. That's not going to be big enough. What size is this? That's also not big enough. Uh-oh. My stepper bit go big enough? Half-inch might do it. I could have swore I had half-inch in here too. Oh no! Well, let's see what we can find. I'm gonna see if I can find a half-inch bit. So, before I take in, wow, my bit bent. I don't know if my chuck is bent. It must have been the way I had it in there. All right, let's try that. So I want to take in, drill a piece out here first. So I want that to fit in snug, which that is not doing. So let's go back in. Take you guys into the awesome that I have here. Check this out. Lots of different drill bits. Anything I need. I don't know what size that is. It looks smaller than half-inch, so that's a plus. Whoops. Sorry, I'm flinging you guys around everywhere here. Trying to get you back on the stand. It's definitely smaller than half-inch. Let's try this. That's a better fit. There we go. So that's what I'm going to use. That might actually have been the exact bit that I needed. It doesn't say on it. Or it's scarred up so much I can't even see it. So, first, I'm going to use a pilot bit. Let's see if I can find a nice sharp one. Bits are all shot. Use the punch. Get this centered. There we go. Alright, let's try that. Hey. I need something for cutting oil because that's not going to work. Hang on here. Do you need blaster cutter oil? Sure, why not? Boards are tipping over, the wind's picking up. What's going on? Alright, there's my pilot hole. What do you think? One step or two steps? Probably should do second step. Ha! Not with that drill bit. What in the... That one's trash. We're gonna throw that. So we don't even grab that one again. Here we go. Now the last step. Come on, let's go. We gotta put her in lower gear. There we go. So if you're just joining me, I'm working on some floating shelves for my daughter. I'm right in the middle of building brackets for it. So I'm doing metalworking and woodworking all at once. Like I said, I'm not an expert at it either. Rag here. Alright, I should be able to show you guys a better idea of what I'm working here. It's hard when I have the vision, but you guys don't see what I see yet. So I've cut the pins. That's going to be my piece for my wall. These pins, oh, look at that, couldn't have been any more perfect. Are going to go in just like that on each side. So that's going to mount on the wall like that. I hate to even touch this board because I'm going to get fingerprints all over it. So, whoops, hang on it. That'll go on the wall like that. And then my board is going to slide onto it. And it'll be hidden because I notched the back of the board out. So what I need to do right now is probably the hardest part about the whole thing. That is figuring out exactly where all the holes are going to line up on it. So, let me get you guys backed up so I can show you what I mean. So it is going to be a little tricky. The problem with this camera is that it's either way too close or way too far away. Alright, so like I said, that's going to head right in there just like that. So I want to center everything. So, let's go 1.5 feet. That's the center of my shelf. Oops, I don't want to write on that yet. And then this should be 2 foot. So we're going to do center of this. So both of them should be lined up like that. Now, this is what I mean about getting this perfectly lined up. These 2 holes that I've drilled in this, when I put my pins in, they need to line up perfect with the holes that I need to put in my wood. So I need them right where I need them, basically. And I just had an idea. We're going to take and give that a whack. Get that straight as we can. Look at that. So I need to keep these. The toughest part about this is going to be getting my holes drilled perfectly square. So they need to go straight in. That way when I weld it on, it's not off sideways, and I can actually pull these back off. And it's going to be tricky. Like I said, I forgot my metal square. So I need to not only drill square holes into here, but also when I put these in my piece, they also need to be square. So it's going to be a little tricky to do, but we can do it here. I think what I want to do is line these back up, and I'm going to drill right through these. That's going to help me a little bit keeping it square anyway, hopefully. I'm going to need my longer clamp. Let's Make sure I'm centered. It's gonna pull over on me. What do we need over on here? Need to find a nice flat spot to mount this to, but it doesn't want to. Wow. Like I said, this is going to be the trickiest part about doing this whole thing, is trying to get this thing mounted where we need it, set up where we need it. It still wants to pull on me. I like it so that it doesn't move, but the clamp wants to pull sideways. Okay. So let me just steady it then. Does that look level? My drill pit's not long enough. Oh no! Okay, so we can keep that centered there. We'll work on this side. My tolerance might be a little too tight here. Yeah. I see myself putting that shelf on and never getting it back off. So. Let's try that. How's that work? Still too tight. Okay, well. Out of there. Wind's picking up. Let's see. I may actually a little bit wider. know if this chuck is bent. Look at the wobble on that. That is not what I want. Ooh, squeak. That's better. There. Now the tolerance won't have to be quite as tight on those. Okay, there's one. We need to make sure we keep all this together. Look at that. We'll cut those off where we need to go. So that's gonna hang up just like that. These will be cut off. My screws can go through from the front into the wall. So basically that'll hang there without the board, just like that. The board just slides over the top of it. So there's one. Again, I'm going to keep these together so I don't get them mixed up, because I got to do two of them. So there's one shelf. Let's grab the second one. Need to do the same with this. Sweet. Center of the shelf. And center my piece of steel. Boy, it seems nice to see the sun. That's the right one we needed. Losing drill bits. Got stuff everywhere here. So it won't move around on me. Took and got my video from last week out this morning. So that's up. If you guys have any interest in homesteading stuff, this one is actually on getting the big tractor up and running and getting the rototiller on it. So we got that going last week. Uh-oh, battery's dying. Let's see if we can't find another battery. Yeah, so we got the tractor up and running last week. Got the rototiller on it, and did the initial rototill on the, you can't really see it well, it's too far away, but the garden down there. And then a couple of random other things on it. And this week, I was going to make a video of me doing this, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go live and see what's going on with this. And then later today, if I can keep my phone charged long enough, me and the boys are actually going to head out with my dad and go fishing. So that's what I'm going to make my video on of next week. We're going to take a little bit of break from actual homesteading stuff. And go fishing. I haven't been fishing in quite a while. Let's see how this works. Of course, the sticker's gonna screw me up. There we go. Oh, look at that. Sweet. I wish I could weld that on there just like that. But I'm gonna burn this if I don't. Oh, what do we see? A nice amount of land you have to work with. Yeah, it's God's really blessed me here. I've got. I'll take you guys out here for a minute. Show you guys around. Maybe. So I'm setting personally on about 3 acres of land. So I own all this here. We've got a nice barn out back. No animals yet. I don't know. I'm gonna make a video on that sometime of my thoughts on animals right now. We've done it in the past, but we'll see. Maybe someday. But yeah, my dad owns 20-something acres on the other side of the road from me. So it's having all of that land, I can basically do whatever I want on. So it's very nice to have. Let's see if I can get you plugged back in. I'm trying to keep my phone charged up because, like I said, we're going fishing later today. It's going to be my video. I'm going to keep my phone charged up. Ready for that. I don't have any real good ways of filming. Not like I have a camera or anything. Just film everything on my phone. Okay. I think the only way I'm going to be able to do this part is hit this with a Sharpie and recut these. I didn't know exactly what length that I was going to need beforehand, so I just kind of cut them a little long. And now that we know, we can clean them up. Do these one at a time so I don't lose them. How's that look? It's perfect. Should be able to trim that off if we need to. This sticker is driving me nuts. What am I fishing for? I'm honestly not sure. I am not a fisherman. My dad got a hold of me yesterday and said, hey, you want to take the boys up fishing? So we're going to a pond that I've never been to. I'm not sure what we're fishing for. I just know that I need my fishing pole, and the boys were told to go dig some worms. So, a fish that eats worms. Like I said, I'm not a fisherman. I don't know. I've never really been good at it, and so it isn't as fun when you don't catch anything. But I guess the more fishing I do, probably the more fish I would catch. But I believe my dad said it's trout. That one I could have cut a little bit more, but we should be good. I think we can. Yeah. Perfect. There's chips in the bottom of there, so that'll keep it upright. All right. That one is ready to weld. Look at that. Nice and flat. So that'll mount right to the wall and you won't even see that. Making good memories with the boys and your father. That's what it's all about. Exactly. I have a ton of stuff that I need to do around the house. And I was talking with my wife about it. And it's like, you know what? That stuff can wait. The garden's still going to be here when I get back. The dirt in the yard that I wanted to sweep up, the leaves that I wanted to rake up, it's all going to be here when I get back. So I'm going fishing with the boys and my dad. I haven't spent a lot of time with my dad here recently, so it'll be good to get out with him. We always run into stuff when we go out. We always the last fishing trip that I went on with my dad, we were actually just talking about this yesterday. We went, me and my dad and my brother, we went out in the woods. We had my brother's dog with us, and a black bear went flying by us, right in front of us. Couldn't hear it at all. Dead silent running through the woods. Dog never even heard it, and I bet it ran 30 feet in front of her. And she never even saw it. So, we always run into some stuff, some adventures. Like I said, I'm going to try to make a video out of it. Probably won't be too extravagant, because part of fishing is just being present with the people you're going fishing with too. So I want to make sure we're doing that too. The boys do enjoy going fishing, so. And the added bonus of that is my dad is a good fisherman, and he knows what to fish for. So, like I said, I am not a fisherman, so having somebody there that knows what we're actually trying to do, that's going to help too. I've brought the boys fishing by myself a few times, but it's like we fish down in the river. I don't know what type of lures to use. Half the time I don't even know what we're fishing for. All right, we're getting close. I'm gonna dig out the welder here in a second. perfectly flat, be hidden behind. We'll get it sanded up good. I think she will. Ouch, that's hot. She wants to paint them white, I believe. I really wish that I could weld this just like this. But A, I'll probably catch this on fire. And B, even if I don't catch it on fire, I'm definitely going to put black marks. So, how am I going to weld this square? Ah, it'd be perfect if I could do that too. What about, any ideas? How can I weld this, weld that pin right there. So I need to weld that pin to this piece here without catching the wood on fire or scorching the sides up. Trout's good eating. Yeah, I actually don't love a lot of fish, but I know people that do, so if I catch some, I'll send it to you. Boy, I'd really like to... Could I tack... Oh, I'm gonna make a mess. Fox goes everywhere. Oh, wow. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? See, what I'm thinking is that's allowed to play some. It's not too much, I guess. I'm just see, that's quite a bit of play. So if I weld that and it's not perfectly straight, then when I go to put my shelves on later, it's not going to slip on good. God bless you, and I'll be safe out there. Hi, everyone. Take care. Well, thank you for stopping in for a few minutes here. We're working on a shelf today, trying to get a floating shelf for my daughter made. Going fishing with the boys this afternoon. A girl has been asking for floating shelves for a couple of weeks, more than that, for months. So I'm working on trying to build a bracket that I can do. What do we say? I thought it was a floating shelf. Yeah. So cut my board, notched out the end here. You can see I've notched that. So then I made my homemade bracket. I need to weld these in here, like so. So then this piece here can mount to the wall, and my floating shelf can slide over these pins once they're on. But I'm having a hard time getting everything lined up. I'd really like to weld this right here, because then I know that my pins are orientated right to be able to slide on and off the shelf. But I really don't want to scorch the shelf trying to weld it. I don't know. If I don't have to use flux core, I might be able to do it, but I don't think. I don't know. There might be gas. It's hard to tell in those sometimes. Let's see if we can get this thing up a little closer. I can't do that. I'm going to need to... Wow, and I gotta weld it upside down too. Tack welding, maybe. Not a welder by any means. Just troubleshooting. No, though, thanks for your opinions on it. Like I said, I'm thinking on it too. That's why I ask. I've run into some people on here that have really good ideas. I've had someone help me fix a truck that I didn't know how to fix. Went down in the woods and had some people telling me about some mushrooms that were down there and stuff. And it's part of the cool thing about the lives is getting on, hopping on, and seeing you guys' opinions and and ideas. It's neat, pretty neat. But yes, spot welding, I can do that, but like I said, I don't want to get, I don't want to burn my wood. So number one, this is going to get hot, which it's fine if it burns back here a little bit. You wouldn't see it because that's going to be up against the wall. But using flux core, flux core is welding wire with flux in the center of it, and that makes it so you don't need a shielding gas. But the problem with flux core is it spatters. That flux gets hot and spatters everywhere, makes a huge mess, and gets all over everything. So I don't want to get that all over the shelf, even though it is going to be sanded down and painted. But still, it's like an oil. So I really don't want to do that. Where am I at? I'm in Maine, out on the homestead, making a few floating shelves for my daughter. We're getting there. We're getting there. So, even just tacking that, I don't know. What do I think? What do I want to do? Let me get this stuff cleaned up a little bit here. I don't want to weld on my table saw. That's a good way to get a little chunk of steel welded right to the top of the saw. So we're gonna move stuff off from this shelf. We're gonna get a drink of water here quickly too. The sun is nice. Man, seems good to finally see the sun. A jig maybe. You can keep it square. Yeah. I meant to grab, I've got a magnetic welding square. So it's square just like this, but two magnets, so it keeps you square. So I could have stuck that there, welded it on like that. But I forgot it. So I think, and the other part of it too is if I do use the square and weld it, number one, I can't get to the back side where I'd really like to weld it. Number two, when I just drilled my holes, did I drill the hole square? Is it tipped off one way or the other? So those pins, even though I could square them up with a square, I think I'm going to tack them just like this and hope that we can clean them up. Clean them up at the end, because this is going to hold them right where I need them. But I want to get rid of some of these shavings quick before I have a kid come out in bare feet and get a metal shard stuck in their foot. So I'm going to run this into the garbage real quick. We'll see if we can't get you guys resituated over here so we can see what's going on. Oh no. Oh no. My welding helmet, my welding shield is not here. I've got an old one in here, but man, is it an old one. I don't know if I want to use this. The one I have down at the other shop has a self-tinting shield. Oh shoot, no, I guess this thing does have it, but so this is an old one, and number one, I don't even think I'm going to be able to see through that. Look, it's the sun. Man. So the problem with these is the one I have at the shop is a self-tinting. So you can actually, flip this down and you can start welding and it will darken itself instantly. And it allows you to see a lot better. This is just dark. So it's like, where am I actually welding? And I kind of need to know where, if I'm going to hit a 7/16 pin, I kind of need to know where I'm welding. We're running out of things here. This isn't, maybe I should take some time and go grab the square and grab the welding shield that's actually good. Because I want this to come out good for her. But, could do the old blinky blink. Nah, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to burn my eyes out just for a little welding, pin welding. Boy, I'm pretty happy with how they came out though. I'll be able to tack weld right on top here, flatten it back out. I do want to see, I probably should grab a flap disc too. And maybe, what could I use for the sides to keep that from... You guys gonna come back if I leave? I know you guys don't want to just ride in the truck with me down to the store. But I need a welding. I'm not gonna weld this without a welding helmet. So, that means you're gonna have to subscribe so it notifies you when I go live again. And I'll go live when I get back with some proper PPE. So, yeah. Anyway, we'll see you guys in a few minutes. I'll be back on half hour, 45 minutes.